Well, I'm up at police headquarters talking with Mr. Dowling, who is just the most amazing person we're going to meet for a long time, because you're now in the record books. Since we last talked, you are one of those few people who've done 7 summits. You're literally back yesterday.
Came back yesterday. Yeah.
Oh my. Well, you took, very kindly, some pictures and videos, so we can use this while we're talking to you.
Yes, you told me I had to.
I did. Oh, come on. I mean, Phil, this is it, the challenge of a lifetime, and you did it. But the pictures I just saw before you went just looked incredible. Some of that traversing you had to do. Did it live up to expectations?
Yeah, it was quite scary, quite exposed. It was all rock climb, but there's snow and ice, in parts on the top as well. And that caused a little bit of complications when we got to the Tyrolean Traverse. The rope that we put in the previous day was all frozen, so we had to try and get across the rope using a very small pulley system. We actually dropped the one we were meant to use down the mountain. So it was all a bit hand in mouth, very nervous, and a real experience. I mean, Papua New Guinea, travelling through the jungle with the local porters was an amazing experience. We ended up some very long days. One of the team had fallen and fractured their hand, and so they were really struggling getting across some of the rivers that you were exposed to, doing the crossings of various fallen trees, and there'd been landslides, and all these sort of things that we had to get over. Took a lot of time, and we ended up walking through the jungle at night with just head torches on, and the noises that you heard from the jungle, it's just incredible. I can't maybe describe, but the beauty of being able to walk along, and the local porter being able to chop down some passion fruit. So we all sort of used our own had our own passion fruits to eat, and then he's sharing sweet potato with us. It's all sort of a real experience that I won't forget, as well as, of course, that very special moment of reaching the top of Carsten's Pyramid. So. And
then you think, I've done it all. Because, let's remind people, you've done Everest. How did that compare even?
They are all completely different, and Everest will always remain being the special one. But Carsten's had its worrying moments, and there was a couple of moments where I fell, and my heart was pumping. The exposure was incredible. There's the Tyrolean Traverse to get over, but there's also several notches that you literally have to free climb. I'm very fortunate that I'd done a bit of practicing on a local climbing wall, and Keith down there at the local gym was very helpful in helping me do that, because I'd never done it really before. So some real experience there, but different to Everest, but special in its own way. I was the first to reach the top, 10 o'clock in the morning, and the sun was up, and some amazing views. But I was quite emotional on the top, because it's been 14 years, and it was the end of a journey really, and it was quite an emotional moment for me, and I was lucky enough. I was about 5 minutes ahead of the next person that was coming along the ridge, so I had a bit of time to myself to reflect on the past, and got the flag out, of course, and there's pictures you have of the now 7 patches on the Manx flag, which I'll be giving back to the Chief Minister. And hopefully you'll be able to display it locally for me, but a very proud moment.
Gosh, the pictures are just amazing. Now, you now become how many of these done these 7? Let's get this right first of all.
Okay, well, the 7 Summits Challenge that I was doing was the Carsten's List, it's called, the Carsten's Pyramid List, and there's 230 people listed as doing that. And
this is the bit interesting for everyone, by the way, because tell the story. You found, there is another list, because you just...
There is, the 7 Summits was decided, or was thought of back in late 1980s as being a worthwhile challenge for mountaineers. But somebody else said, well, actually, Carsten's Pyramid is on the Australasian continent. It's on the continental shelf of Australasia, but actually it's a lot easier to climb this mountain, which is the highest mountain in Australia. And so there became two lists, the Kosciuszko list and the Carstens Pyramid list.
And to cut a long story quite short, you decided that you had a few spare days or something.
I had 3 spare days at the end because we ended up helicoptering in initially to base camp and cutting out the jungle because there was rumours that there were going to be hostage taking and what have you, so we had to avoid that. So we helicoptered into base camp, so we ended up with 3 spare days at the end. And so rather than waste those 3 spare days and have a beach holiday, which the wife would be, you know, what's he doing? I'm here dealing with family life and he's off having a beach holiday. We decided we'd go to Australia. So 6 hours flight, 6 hours drive later, we found ourselves at Kosciuszko, 4 of us. We climbed Mount Kosciuszko, which is very low in sort of mountaineering terms. In fact, there's a cafe not too far off the top. It's a bit like Snowdon, I suppose. And yeah, we got to the top of that one as well. So I've done 8 summits, which means that I definitely have done the 7 summits.
You've covered both bases, which puts you on a very special list, doesn't it then?
Well, there's only about 118 it is, 118 people who are listed as doing the 2 versions. So yeah.
This is meant to be it, Philip. I don't know, your wife will probably be going now, that's it? You got it out of your system?
Well, I promised her that was it. And I can still sort of say now that, yeah, I'm not doing any high mountains again.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, I can tell that there's no way. You're giving me that look that's like a naughty schoolboy that's keeping a secret. Have you got anything else planned? Come on.
Nothing planned.
But?
I suppose I've always got dreams. And if, you know, the reality is that, yeah, I would love nothing more than to do the poles, the South and North Pole, but and Lorraine knows that. But the reality is that, you know, there's a day job to do, there's family life, and there's a big thing called money. And of course, all these trips are funded by myself. Any money that I do raise for charity goes to charity. It's not like the modern thing where 5,000 goes towards and then the rest goes to the charity. Every penny goes to charity, which is what all the media is about.
You don't like doing media, and I have to say that you are doing it because we'll put the details on the screen here again.
That'd be great if you could.
The Just Giving, of course, site you've got there. Because in fact, I know these things, a lot of people think about it and never get around to it. But now you've actually done it, it would be the point to have a rethink if they haven't already donated.
Yeah, it's been slow. I'm obviously really great for the generosity of those that have given so far. But yeah, there is still time. And, you know, just coming back the other day, it was yesterday. I was getting onto my Manchester flight and somebody was coming off the Manchester flight and they said, "Oh, congratulations, Phil, and I will give some money to your charity." So yes, there's still opportunities. Please do, because that's what it is all about, is Isleof Man Families and Friends of Ronald McDonald House. So please, yes, get on the Just Giving site. That'd be great. Thank you.